Hi once again. Yeah, I thought I'd put another pair of phones up. These were made by Atea of Belgium. They were represented in this country in the 80s by a phone called Rhapsody, which was a telephone special range number 8012, but it was, the basic thing was the same, but the layout on the GPO one was a little bit more modified, so it had a different keypad. These two, as far as I know, probably originated from Belgium. Once again, I don't remember where I picked them up. It could have been from that very large boot sale or junk market in Brussels, which is, well, it's very interesting, and they sell anything there, so it could have come from there. I know my early lamp collection partly started there. It's in the area, I think they call it the Square of Ball Games. What it is written in French I don't know, but it's very near Midi railway station in Brussels, and it's well worth visiting. I haven't been for many years. They were very good times. Anyhow, let's get back to the phone. I've taken the covers off. They only held on with one screw, so just place it on like that. It would look a bit like that, but nice and easy to release. We've got two versions. We've got the Touchtone, this is in fact a Touchtone, and the other one is dial. Let's have a look at the Touchtone one first. When I first tried this out just now, this is another phone from upstairs I brought down to photograph and put on YouTube. This one, I quickly hooked it up, and when I tried to dial out, although it gave a tone, it didn't seem to latch, so nothing was, it didn't even break the dial tone. But after a few efforts at trying it and holding it down longer, it did work. So it's possible that it's capacitors or something like that. I think these haven't been used for years, have gone a bit dry, and by using them should bring them back to life. The tone is there and it does work, but it's just a case of holding your finger down. If you were to just sort of do it like that for your number call back, or the number being called, it wouldn't work. You have to hold it down then it would work. So it does prove that the tone, well, you can hear the tone when you put your finger down, but it obviously needs to be revitalised. Is that the word? Something like that. Anyhow, both these phones are in quite good nick. Both got the same handsets. I don't know whether I mentioned, I can't remember whether I mentioned it or not, but the Rhapsody is what it was called in England, but it was not the same layout. The keypad was in fact different, and they did do one which was in a leather case. I'm not bothering about getting one of those. Anyway, let's have a look at the actual circuit, or not the circuit, there's no circuit diagrams in here, but what there is what we're looking at now. And it's got similarities to that Iskra phone. You can see it's full of transistors, tantalum capacitors, your ringing bell capacitor, that's that yellow one, and an absence of the transformer, the Aztec anti-side tone induction core. It don't exist in this model, so I would say it's very, very similar to the electronic version of that Iskra that I showed a little while ago. And going over, you've got your bell, which is a standard type of bell. This is similar to a unicoil bell, just the one coil. Works very well actually. Needed slight adjustment to get that nice ting, but yeah, quite easy. The keypad, as I say, is what we're looking at now. It is a tone one. I won't pull it out, it's screwed down, so there's no point in taking it out. Now, if we go across to the other version, which I'd say of same age, same case, except it's got the round for a dial. The other one, by the way, has got an outline for the dial, so perhaps these were made in such a way that if you wanted to use a dial, you could punch them out and you can change to the dial. But that's what this one's got. Back to the actual circuit, exactly the same as the other one, crammed tight with transistors, blue tantalum capacitors, yellow capacitor for the bell. Exactly. In theory, you could change the two over without any ill effect. You've got your bell. This bell is slightly different. When I say slightly different, it's... Or is it different? No, looking a bit closer, I think it looks it looks newer, but it's, yeah, the actual terminations are slightly different. This one, the terminations are on the side, and the other one is at the, yeah, it's at the ends. So it's basically the same. The dial, in my opinion, is very rubbishy. It works, so I can't say too much, but looking at it, it's in plastic. It's light, it's plastic, and it's nothing like the automatic electric dial which you expected to see on these, because this Atea was associated with Automatic Electric of America, and they did use a different type of dial, but this one does show dial more similar to the Western Electric dial. But nevertheless, after the length of time, it still works, so there's no problem. So perhaps plastic's not a bad thing afterwards. Turning him over. There's the typical face with that fancy insert, which is, I think, supplied by suppliers of antique bits for old phones. I think that's one of their dial cards. Yeah, that's more or less all I've got to say. I believe now the company, Automatic Electric, sold the company in I think, was it the 80s? It was sold to Siemens. So it has undergone a few changes. I will be putting up some of their other fairly early ones, the kettle phones. They're called kettle phones. They're the phones with like a carrying handle on them. I've got several of those. I've got one that doesn't have the carrying handles, probably a different number, but I'll have a little read up about those, because it's all in, and they were Atea and Bell Telephone of Belgium. So anyhow, I think I more or less said all I'm going to say on these. Excuse me. Yep, that's what I'm going to say. Any questions, please ask. As I seem to find stuff upstairs which I didn't know I had, but I thought I would show these. It takes such a long time to upload these on the computer. I don't know why. You're talking about hours. It seems ridiculous. But anyhow, thanks for watching, and we'll pop that one up on YouTube. Thanks again. Thank you.